So welcome back everybody. Today I'm going to be doing my top 10 classic arcade games that I love. I am dedicating this video to my dad who passed away on Wednesday morning. He kind of made me who the person that I am. Yes, I picked up hobbies such as fishing and maybe love of sports from him. But also, we lived in a small town, Polk City, Florida. It was basically a one traffic light town, and at that traffic light there was a convenience store. And during my childhood, we'd stop there from time to time, going from home or to home, picking up supplies. And he'd always give me a quarter and let me play the arcade game that was in that convenience store. So over the years, every few months they'd change to different games. So I got to play a whole ton of games. He didn't have to do that, but he did. So he definitely contributed to my love of video games. So guys, let's get going here. This is going to be, like I said, my top 10 list of classic arcade games, meaning from like 1979 up to about 1984. So here we go. So at number 10 is a game that needs no introduction. This is Galaga. Definitely wasn't the first shoot 'em up, but it's one that definitely turbocharged the genre. It's an absolutely amazing game, great sound, great gameplay. Maybe 10, 15 years ago, I didn't really care for it, but the more I've played it here recently, I've just absolutely fallen in love with this game, and I can absolutely see why I could not leave this game off, because I think I would have been strung up if I would have left this game off my top 10. So at number 9 is Tempus. This is another great, I guess you would call it a shoot 'em up. I've always loved this game. Never been really good at it. I remember I got a couple 100,000 in it many years ago. We're talking 20, 25 years ago. And that's the best I've ever been able to do in it. Never even been able to come close in it. Um, this is a game I think that also is very near and dear to people that like these type of games. I'm not the biggest fan of the shoot 'em ups in games such as this, but this is definitely one of my favorites. So at number 8 is Kung Fu Master. You've definitely seen me play multiple versions of this game. The arcade, of course, is the best. It has pretty darn good graphics, and one of the very first beat 'em ups that I've ever played. Would say this game definitely influenced many games of the genre. Without this game, we may not have had games like Double Dragon. So again, that's why it is at number 8 in my list. So at number 7 is Mario Brothers. Before there was Super Mario Brothers, there was Mario Brothers, where you first was introduced into Mario's brother Luigi. Another really cool platformer. Never have been really good at this game, but I absolutely love playing the game. I've played it from the arcade to the 2600 to the Atari 7800. Definitely, I think the arcade is the best. So if you've never tried this game, definitely give it a go. So at number 6 is Jairus, another amazing shoot 'em up game. If there's a version of this game, I've probably played it from the arcade to the 2600 to the Atari 8-bit, Commodore 64. Like I said, I've probably played them all. This game has an absolutely amazing soundtrack. It's very rocking and keeps you involved in the game as you play it. Definitely, it's very tense with the music playing, and as you're trying to kill all the enemies on the stages. Like I said, the game is based just like Galaga on stages. There's also even challenge levels you have to complete for bonus points. So guys, again, if you've never played Jairus, give it a go. So at number 5 is Moon Patrol. This is another very cool game. I remember playing this quite a bit at the convenience store back in the day. I've played a lot of different versions of this game as well. I think the arcade is definitely the best. With the Intellivision Amico having a version that's going to be coming out once that system comes out, it's kind of got me interested in that system just because of this game. I tried to play the Android version of it, and I just could not get into it because the controls were so horrible. Hopefully they'll have that all worked out with the Amico controller, and I'll give it a go and maybe even do some videos on it. Again, guys, number 5 is Moon Patrol. If you've never played it, give it a go. So at number 4 is Donkey Kong, a game that needs no introduction. This is one of the hardest arcade games I think that has ever existed. It's so fast and furious. You typically, if you're not good at the game, you're not going to last more than just a couple minutes. I can do fairly well in it. I'll have my good days and bad days in it. This is the original, I guess, variation of Mario and Donkey Kong. Um, I'm not going to tell you if you've ever played it because I'm sure everybody's played this game. You know, one of my favorite versions of this game is the Atari 8-bit. Colors are a little off, but the gameplay and sound I think are amazing. So guys, again, number 4 is Donkey Kong. So at number 3 is Dig Dug, another one of my favorites. I've got this version on multiple systems as well, from the 2600 to the 7800, the Apple II computer. I think I've even downloaded a version for the Xbox 360 to play as well. I think the arcade definitely, again, is the best. I've got to say, this one, the top 3 games, you could almost interchange because I just absolutely love them so much. But Dig Dug falls in at number 3. So at number 2 is Burger Time. This is an absolutely amazing platformer game. Very, very cool game. I love the premise of the games where you're having to run from the food and create burgers. Just like Pressure Cooker for the Atari 2600, it's another one of the food games that kind of started that genre. Again, this is a game that I've played multiple versions. As far as the classics of the classic systems, the arcade is the best, but the Intellivision is a strong second because that is another absolutely amazing version of it. Again, guys, number 2 is Burger Time. So at number 1 is Frogger. My goodness, this is just another one of those amazing games where you take the little Frogger and see if you can get him across the screen. There is a sequel to this, but the first game is still near and dear to my heart. I have played so many different versions of this game. Of course, the arcade is the best. I also own this on the Xbox 360 as well. So guys, I know everybody has played this game, but do me a favor, break it out again and just give it a go. It is such an amazing game. So there you have it, guys, my top 10 classic arcade games from 1980 to about 1984. Guys, in the comments below, give me some games that are your favorites arcade classic games. You can probably expect to see another one of these top 10 games. I'm going to try to do one from maybe 1985 to 1989 as well, since those are kind of games typically when you go from one generation of a console to the next, from 1980 to 84 to 85 to 89, there was some huge jumps in the way games looked and sound and even played, so I figured I'd separate the two out. So guys, I do appreciate your watching.